Hi, Hare Krishna. Welcome back to our channel, ISKCON Blantyre. Currently, we are discussing from the book called On the Way to Krishna. We are in the second chapter. We are almost at the end of the chapter. Till the last uh, discussion, we discussed how Lord Krishna is saying the qualification to be a devotee or be devoted to God or be saintly is that one must know or him and one must be Krishna conscious. And Prabhupada is giving example how the Lord revealed the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna because Arjuna was the Lord's friend and Lord's devotee. So let's go a little ahead and see what we can get. And what is this Krishna consciousness? That is the process of cleansing the dust from the mirror of the mind through the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. By this chanting, by chanting this mantra and by hearing the Bhagavad Gita, we can gradually attain to Krishna consciousness. Ishvara Sarva Bhutana. Krishna is always present in our heart. The individual soul and the super soul are both sitting in the tree of the body. The individual soul Jiva is eating the fruit of the tree, and the super soul Paramatma is witnessing. As the individual soul begins the process of devotional service and gradually begins to develop his Krishna consciousness, the super soul who is seated within begins to help him dust all the impurities of the mirror of the mind. Krishna is a friend to all saintly persons, and the attempt to become Krishna conscious is a saintly endeavor. Shravanam Kirtanam. By chanting and hearing, one can come to understand the science of Krishna and thereby come to Krishna consciousness. And upon understanding Krishna, one can at the moment of death go immediately to his abode in the spiritual world. This spiritual world is described thus in the Bhagavad Gita. न तद्भास्यते सूर्यो न शशाङ्को न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम paramam mama. That supreme abode of mine is not illuminated by sun or moon, nor by fire or electricity. Those who reach it never return to this material world. Yes, we are seeing how Prabhupada is continuing to explain how to develop our Krishna consciousness or God consciousness. God consciousness is developed by hearing and chanting and the nine processes of devotional service. The nine processes of devotional service are given in the seventh canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. It starts by Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. And Prabhupada is mentioning only two of them in the beginning, Shravanam and Kirtanam, which are kind of the most important and the most easiest to do. All we have to do is hear about God and chant God's name. And by doing so, we will purify our hearts, and then by purified hearts, everything is clean, and we go back to the spiritual world. And the spiritual world is mentioned here in the Bhagavad Gita, Natad Bhasate Suryo, that it does not need sun or the moon or any illuminary to light it. It is auto lit. So when we want the light, you will see the light. When you don't want to see the light, it will dim itself. So such is the spiritual. Here I'm at night. I'm lying in the bed and I'm so lazy to get up and switch off the light. But at there, you just have to desire, and the lights will dim itself. Such is the spiritual world. And not only lights, everything is available there. We don't have to work. We can just enjoy ourselves by serving the Lord, enjoy with Him. And if you have followed this book, in the beginning it is said how Lord also wants to serve His devotees. So it's not only one way service. The Lord is serving us, we are serving Him, we are, loving family. Yes, let's go ahead. This material world is always dark. Therefore, we require the sun, moon, and electricity. The Vedas enjoin us not to remain in this darkness, but to transfer ourselves to the world of illumination, the spiritual world. The word darkness has twofold meaning. It not only means without light, but it means ignorance. The Supreme Lord has manifold energies. It is not that he comes to the material world to perform activities. It is stated in the Vedas that the Supreme Lord has nothing to do. In the Bhagavad Gita, Shri Krishna also says, Name parthasya Name parthasvi kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana nanavaptam avapyat avaptavyam varta eva cha karmani. Sorry, my Sanskrit is not so up to the mark. O son of Pritha, there is no work prescribed for me within the three planetary systems, nor am I in want of anything, nor have I need to obtain anything, and yet I am engaged in prescribed duties. Yes, the Lord has nothing to do. Even in the Shvetaswara Upanishad, it is mentioned how the Lord has nothing to do. It is said, Natasya karyam karanam cha vidyate, natat samissa dhripakaridishyate, parasa shaktir vividhaiva svate, swabhaviki jnana balakriyacha. The Lord already has, knowledge of everything that's happening, everything that will happen, everything has already happened. And He doesn't have to work. We don't see, God working. If God is working, He is not God, because God has nothing to do. Why should He work? He doesn't need money or name, fame, prestige. He already has that because he's God. So he should not have any prescribed duty to do. Okay, okay, I have to wake up early so that I sit in the traffic and I get to office, and I have to fulfill the demands of such and such, such and such, because I am God. And then at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock I'll log out, and then I'll go back to my house. God doesn't have that. God is God. He doesn't have anything to do. So once we understand that God has nothing to do, then we will understand who God actually is. Or the other way around, if we understand who God actually is, we will know that God has nothing to do. He's not working for anybody. Let's continue. We should therefore not think that Krishna is required to descend upon this material world and engage in so many activities. No one is equal to or greater than Krishna, and he has all knowledge naturally. It is not that he has to undergo penances to acquire knowledge, or that he at any time has to receive knowledge or attain knowledge. At all times and in all conditions, he is full of knowledge. He may be speaking the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, but at no time was he ever taught the Bhagavad Gita. One can understand the Krishna's sorry. One can understand that this is Krishna's position. Does not have to return One can understand that this is Krishna's position. Does not have to return to the cycle of birth and death in the material world. Being under the influence of illusion, we spend our lifetimes trying to make adjustments to this material atmosphere. But this is not the purpose of human life. Human life is meant for understanding the science of Krishna. Yes, Prabhupada is explaining here how the Lord, let me just pull up again, that the Lord doesn't have to, go to school and learn as how we are supposed to learn when we are children. We are forced to go to school so that, we learn and we gain knowledge and we get a job and all that stuff. Krishna is God, so, he's all knowledgeable. One of the things that makes God God is that he's full of knowledge. It's not that he doesn't know what we are doing or what is happening around or how the earth is going and all. He has all the knowledge. But in front of a devotee, he acts dumb. Oh, I don't know. Tell me, what should I do, my dear Arjun? So God is hungry for love. He's called Bhavgrahi Janardhan. He's one of Krishna's names are Janardhan, and he's Bhavgrahi. He's looking for our emotion. He's looking for our love. He's not looking for, okay, I have knowledge. Does this guy have enough knowledge? Then only he can be placed on the same seat as me, or else he's just a non-intelligent person who is not qualified to sit with me. God is not like that. He doesn't see what you have. He just sees what you're bringing from the heart. Our material needs are these: the problem of eating, of mating, of sleeping, of defending oneself, and of acquiring sense gratification. These are common both to human beings and animals. And animals are busily engaged in trying to solve these problems. And if we were also to engage in solving them, how are we any different from animals? Human being, the human being, however, has a special qualification whereby he can develop transcendental Krishna consciousness. But if he does not avail himself of this, he is in the animal category. The defect of modern civilization is that it puts too much stress on solving these survival problems. A spiritual living being is incumbent upon us to extricate ourselves from the entanglement of birth and death. We should therefore be careful not to miss this special opportunity of human life. Sri Krishna himself comes to deliver the Bhagavad Gita and help us to become God conscious. Indeed, this very material creation is given to us to utilize this cultivation. But if but if we receive this chance and this gift of human life, and we do not utilize them to develop Krishna consciousness, we shall be missing this rare opportunity. The process of cultivation is very simple: Shravanam Kirtanam, hearing and chanting. We have nothing to do other than listen, and by listening carefully, enlightenment is sure to come. Krishna will surely help us, for he is seated within. We only have to make effort and spare a little time. We will not need anyone to ask us whether we are making progress. We will know it automatically, just as a hungry man knows that he has been satisfied by a full meal. Yes, in the Mahabharata, a human being is called Dvipada Pashu. Pad is feet. Pashu means animal, animal on 2 feet. If he does not engage himself in knowing about God and God consciousness, he is nothing but an animal, because animal is running behind eating, looking for food, mating, looking for sex life, defending, eating, mating, and sleeping. So these four things, if we are doing the same thing, only little elaborately, I got a big bed with like big mattress and there's so much soft toys on it to make me feel good when I'm sleeping, or just I'm running around like a vagabond looking for, you know, opposite sex to, enjoy myself, or I'm just looking for a better and better restaurant where I can go and, enjoy the pleasures of my tongue, eat this, eat that, what. It's not going to really help us because human being is different than animal. An animal cannot think. And even if it thinks, it's just thinking about eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. But a human being has higher in consciousness, and higher consciousness means we have higher responsibilities. So, responsibility is to become God conscious by the process of hearing and chanting, hearing about God and chanting about His name and His glories, His pastimes, and that will purify us. Actually, this process of Krishna consciousness or self realization is not very difficult. Krishna taught it to Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, and if we understand the Bhagavad Gita as Arjuna did, we will have no problem in coming to the perfectional state. But if we try to interpret Bhagavad Gita according to our own mundane academic mentality, we spoil it all. Yes, it's very easy to, interpret things and try to fit our knowledge into it. But the Bhagavad Gita, if you're taking Bhagavad Gita as it is, as Lord Krishna has said, without, editing or without thinking, okay, I think Lord Krishna is saying this, then we will spoil it all, like how Prabhupada is saying. We should just take what Krishna has said, apply it in our lives, and make our lives perfect. Now we have the last paragraph of this chapter, and then we will call it a day. As stated before, this chanting of Hare Krishna is a process by which all contaminations due to material association are removed from the mirror of the mind. There is no need for external help in reviving our Krishna consciousness. For Krishna consciousness is dormant within us, within the self. In fact, in fact, it is the very quality of the self. We do not, we have to only invoke it by the process of Krishna consciousness is an eternal fact. It is not a doctrine or a set of beliefs imposed by some organization. It is within all living entities, whether we are human beings or animals. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was passing through the jungles of South India, some 500 years ago, he chanted Hare Krishna, and all the animals, the tigers, the elephants, and deer joined him in dancing to the holy names. Of course, this depends on the purity of the chanting. As we progress in chanting, purification is sure to come. Yes, we finished the chapter here. Yes, Prabhupada is explaining to us how this process of chanting can purify one, and we are Krishna conscious by our basic Krishna consciousness means being subservient to God or being a servant of God. So, because we do not recognize that we are Krishna conscious or we do not recognize Krishna, we are using that same service mentality or service attitude to serve people. The president is using it to serve the country. The parents are using it to serve their children. The children are using that to serve their teachers, doing the homework, doing the studies, and the and also to the parents. And if people have nobody, then they'll keep an animal, dog or cat, and then they'll serve them. Service is intrinsic. We just have to dovetail it from animal propensity to God consciousness. So yes, we stop here. The second chapter is done. Next discourse onwards, we'll start the third chapter. Thank you very much. Please like and subscribe. Hare Krishna.